for Black History Month here at Benedict College. I am happy and excited to announce that I am fortunate enough to be given the microphone in the form of a moderator this morning. My name is Brian Chad Starks, and I'm Assistant Professor of Criminology in the Criminal Justice Administration Department. And I'd like to welcome Benedict Tigers. We're in for a treat today. You know, we say that this place is student-centered and student-focused, but we got some young adults ready to share some of their knowledge and experience with you today to give us a real understanding of how important it is to be represented and be at the table. I am fortunate enough to introduce three of our great students today. Please take note that on February 13th at 11 o'clock, we're going to have three more dynamic speakers having the same conversation around representation matters for African Americans in the arts. So at this moment, I would like to take a moment of silence, of meditation, before we go through our program agenda for today. Bow your heads. Thank you. Black History Month. 1915, if you can take a second just to reflect, over 100 years ago, the state of Black America. We all know that Juneteenth came. We all know that in 1776, the Independence Day of America, but we also are well aware that there was an identity based on ethnicity that was left out of the conversation. Thankfully, activists, courageous people in America, like Carter G. Woodson in 1915, said that there must be an opportunity to address one of those gaps of making this country identify with its words and values. He had the courage to create what we now know as Black History Month, but only started off as Black History Week. In 1926, it became official in the Black community, but was not recognized by all of America. It was only until 50 years later, in 1976, that President Ford decided that we were going to now be inclusive to make sure that Black accomplishments, Black achievements, the history of Black America be included in the conversation of America. So in 1976, we now know what we have is Black History Month. I want to focus on how long it took for that representation to matter, for us to be included. It does not mean that we were not present, but we were not at the table with an inclusive voice, with an opportunity to increase awareness, resources about what the lived experience of Black Americans are in this country. Today, we're going to remind you. We're going to remind you through a conversation of the arts, through three dynamic Benedict College students about why we are here today. Student-centered, student-focused, but we're also going to call you in today for some advocacy and a call to action to move some of these conversations forward to make a much more just society. I am proud to have this opportunity to introduce our three students today and their topics. Olujimi Hurst will be speaking from the Sports Science Management Department. Teslim Jawadu will be speaking from the Computer Engineering Department. And Rashonda Rose will be representing the Criminal Justice Administration Department, speaking on mass incarceration. Without any further, I would like to welcome our first dynamic speaker, Mr. Olujimi Hurst.
Hi, my name is Olujimi Hurst. Some people call me OJ. I'm from a small town called Winston in South Carolina. I am a senior majoring in sports management. I am here today to talk about African Americans in the arts. Representation matters. The art form I will be representing today is poetry. although poetry is a passion of mine, someone had to set the foundation before me. One of those great leaders was Langston Hughes, born in Lawrence, Kansas, 1901. Mr. Hughes is a pillar in African American culture when it comes to art. His poetry was widely known back in the 1920s, most notably known for being a substantial figure during the Harlem Renaissance, as well as writing his most famous poem called Montage of the Dream Deferred, which was written to express people should be able to fulfill their dreams, but yet African Americans were not able to do so during that time. Now we recite Dream Deferred by Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sword, and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like served sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? I hope today you learned a little something about Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes has inspired many poets in his time, none greater than Lucille Clifton, which I will dive into after reading of my poem, The Weight, which writing style represents and correlates with Mr. Hughes. The Weight by O.J. Hurst. Said you wonder how it feels to carry the weight of the world, the fate of your family's legacy on your back, jumping over obstacles, trying to avoid the cracks. Oh, my mother's back. How does it feel? The weight, you ask, is fine when you're adolescent. Everything's so slow and seems so destined. Destined for greatness is what they say, and what they cheer sounds so sweet to the ear. But family, do you hear me? No. Family, do you see me? I'm drowning in my own tears, trying to figure out a plan that will bring generational wealth for years. How does it feel? The weight, you ask? Trying to win a race with the wind of your family's past hitting you in the face? How does it feel? The weight? I'm tired, not physically, but mentally exhausted. I've seen so many men come so far, but lost it. As you get older, you get cheers, but not so often. I hope I can achieve success before I reach a coffin. How does it feel? The weight, you ask? Well, let's keep it real. It's not easy changing hard work into a dollar bill, but I'll make it. Every punch, I'll take it. Every problem, I'll face it. And that's how it feels, with the weight of the world on your heels. I wrote that poem to represent the theoretical weight that we as young Black adults carry around. We go through life carrying the burden of being the one to break the generational curse of financial instability. Though we all would love to be the one to do so, sometimes the weight can be overbearing. Without great poets like Langston Hughes, I would have never thought it was safe to express myself. Langston Hughes discovered a great poet by the name of Lucille Clifton. Born in Dupuy, New York, 1936. Miss Clifton was a realist. She expressed real-life experiences of African Americans and their family life. One of her notable poems was Good Times, written in 1969. Here it is. My dad has paid the rent, and the insurance man is gone. The lights is back on, and my Uncle Brood has hit for $1 straight. They is good times. Good times, good times. My mom has made bread, and Grandpa has come, and everybody is drunk, and dancing in the kitchen, and singing in the kitchen. Of these is good times, good times, good times. Old children, think about the good times. Oh, how I'm thankful for these great poets before me. Here is one of my poems I would say express realism and can relate to many young African Americans and their parents being incarcerated. This one is personal for me. It's called The Lonely Child. This is from The Lonely Child. Even in a house full of people, I felt alone, dealing with battles on my own, wondering why is in my house and home. Think maybe my dad went to prison to make me strong. No, that doesn't sound right. But this is me, the lonely child. I learned growing up without a father, it doesn't get easy, just harder. Harder is what I became, hard burning into flames. I had no love. Because love stayed hidden from me. Maybe under all the pain and the ashes from the flame, my love stood tall. Or maybe it was with my dad behind the wall. But this is me, the lonely child. The goal changed from make him proud to make him regret. I know life is a gamble, but who told him to take the bet? Guess he had the short hand, which left me short-handed, just a 13-year-old kid left and abandoned. But this is me, the lonely child. Even as a grown man, the kid in me screams out. Thank you. Once again, I'm thankful for the many poets who have come before me. Another poet who is a monumental figure in our culture is Tupac Shakur. He made me realize that tough guys can express themselves through words, and it's okay. It's okay to take a stand when a stand is needed. And that's why I was inspired to write my poem, Behind the Brown Smile, during 2020 in the Black Lives Matter movement. Behind the brown smile, that's been getting through a lot of mouths. Oh, brown smile, oh, brown smile. Or how the world loves your style. Or how the world uses your lacerations. Every time we need patience. Every time we need change at different occasions. Oh, brown smile, oh, brown smile. Is it us who need changes in location? Is it us who need smiles on their faces? Oh, brown smile, oh, brown smile. Why every time I speak, no Lord? Why every breath, eyes watch me? Oh, brown smile, oh, brown smile. Is it me who put me in this town? Is it me who put on this crown? Oh, brown smile, oh, brown smile. Oh, brothers and sisters, how I love your style. I would like to end today's BC talk with a poem called Sometimes I Cry, which is written for our fallen friends and family members and those still hanging on. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I cry for the ones who are gone. Sometimes I cry for the ones still here, surviving. It's hard dying, it's hard living. Nobody said the journey of life would be easy. Nobody said it was supposed to be hard. But we all go through life experiencing a bit of both. To that I say, don't be ashamed of your emotions. Don't hide it, and don't overlook it. Embrace the journey. May that be experiencing a little pain or joy. You can't have sunshine without a little rain. Pray for peace for the ones still surviving, and peace for the ones resting. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Hurst. Mr. Hurst, let's give him another round of applause. I heard a great deal of vulnerability, a great deal of opportunity, great emotional attachment to one's purpose. Thinking about the anthology from Langston Hughes to Lucille Clifton, all the way to what some of us only know Tupac Shakur to be as a hip-hop artist, shows you the diversity in our community, being able to express ourselves in the arts. I want y'all to take a moment to self-reflect about some of your poetic skills that may traditionally not been identified in that same way. That is the history of where you come from. Thank you, Mr. Hurst, for reminding us. I do apologize, I did not give a little bit of structure to our conversation today. If you could hold all questions for the remaining two of our speakers, and then we will invite the crowd to ask questions and comments once every presenter is done having a conversation with us. So with that being said,